Well, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming up today. I got a cool story for you. So, who knows what this is? What? An apron. Okay. People that know me know I do not own an apron. This is my husband's apron. I don't cook, but my husband does all the cooking. However, when you see somebody wear an apron, what do you think they're going to do? Cook. Cook for you. Okay. So, do you know the people that cook for you? Could be your mom, could be your dad. You go out to a restaurant. Okay. You get service. So people are serving you. Is that correct? Okay. So Jesus tells a story in the Bible, and it is in John 13 about how to be what we call a servant leader. Because our job, Jesus said, is to serve first and then lead. Do you know that each one of you can serve others and help people out? So how do you help people out? You can hold things for people, like even a door. You can hold a door, right? Hold things for people. What else could you do? What else do you do? You could clean up for them, right? You could do things without being told. What are some things that mom and dad ask you to do? Sweep the kitchen. Okay. What about you? Clean your room. Oh, a lot of people say clean my room. Okay. So pop down. Now those who want to take their shoes off can. Because Jesus told a story. Now I'm not using real water, so don't worry. I was afraid. Okay. But you can just put your feet in here and move the things around. Maybe. There you go. Let's see what else. I got two more. So go ahead and put your feet in there. You can leave your shoes on if you want. But you can take them off if you want. There's things in there you can rub your feet. It's like having a foot massage. You can just rub your feet against those things. It feels really good. Okay? Or you can stick your shoes in. Okay. So what Jesus did in the upper room was that he said to his disciples, I'm going to wash your feet. Now, let me tell you a funny story about that. So back then, people walked around. They walked everywhere. There wasn't any cars. So if you had money, you might have a camel or a donkey. But you walked everywhere, so what do you think happened to your feet? Your feet get, what, really dirty. Do you guys ever walk barefoot and have your feet get dirty? Yeah. Does your mom or dad say you got to take a bath? Right? Yeah. I have a girlfriend. Her grandmother made her wash her feet every night before getting in bed. And she still does today. She's 60 years old and washes her feet before she goes to bed. Doesn't that feel good? Right? Like a little massage. So back in Jesus' time, they would sit and have a meal, and they would sit on these low tables, and their feet would stick out to the other side. Now, could you imagine if you didn't have your feet washed, how dirty it would be? Right? So they had people called servants who would actually come and wash your feet and prepare food. So when Jesus was in the upper room, he didn't have any servants in there, and I think he planned it that way. He didn't want servants. So what he did, he put on an apron, and he bent down, and he went to each person. Let me get my towel. And he went to each disciple. There was 12. And he proceeded to wash their feet out of love and compassion because he wanted to teach them. See, Jesus just didn't talk about things. He actually walked the walk. He said, I'm going to be an example that I want you to follow. Told you that feels good, doesn't it? So he washed everybody's foot, right? But there's one disciple named Peter. And Peter said, you're not going to wash my feet, Lord. I should do that. You're the king. You're the great one. They're waiting for the great king. But Jesus didn't come as a great king. He came as a servant. He said, I'm going to wash your feet, and I want you to be a servant to other people. If you want to come with me, you have to let me wash your feet. And then Peter said, wash my whole body then. Right? So, wash all their feet to be a servant. Right? Because Jesus wants all of us to be what we call a servant leader. So now I'm going to ask you to pause, freeze. Freeze means make no noise. Okay. And we're going to put our hands together so we can concentrate on one thing at a time and say after me, Dear Lord, teach me how to help other people, how to be a servant to others, so I can be more like you, Jesus. Serve others first. Think of myself less. And as a humble child, I will enter the kingdom of heaven. And all God's people said, Amen. Right. Okay, so take your bowl and just kind of put it right here. Put one on top of the other. And then now you may go to children's time is taking place. Of course, I think the babies already went to daycare. Okay.